Hi, today I'm just going to do a demo with watercolor pencils. We all know that there are various kinds of watercolor pencils that are available, which is, to name few of them are watercolor color pencils, oil-based color pencils, and the general color pencils. There's basic difference amongst all the three. In oil-based color pencils, the blending and the mixing of the colors become very easy, and our entire artwork appears to be very much like an oil painting kind of a look. And when it comes to the basic color pencils, which we start learning with, that is a normal kind of a appearance that we get in our artwork. Now in watercolor color pencils, the main thing is that we can blend the colors using water as the medium. So in oil-based color pencils, we are not using oil as the base or oil as the medium, but in watercolor color pencils, we need to use water as one of the mediums. So I've just done a basic landscape over here, and I'm gonna show a small demo of it. So let's say I take one of the blues and I try and make the sky. So I first color my sky in a very basic way of coloring a watercolor. With color pencil as I color. And I'm using the Staedtler Luna one. I prefer the Staedtler Luna ones more over any other, is because they are very smooth and it gives a very nice and a vibrant and a shine in its color, and it moves very beautifully on any textured paper, because sometimes the texture of the paper also matters a lot. It should not create any kind of lines or anything as such. So here, see, I have colored with blue over here as of now, which is a basic normal way of coloring with color pencil when it comes to the sky. So I'm just going to take water, and I'm just going to take brush number 8 over here. I'm just going to spread it. So as you can see, it just starts getting blended and it looks as if you have done water paint. You don't get the feel of color pencil work being done at the base or at the bottom of your notebook. I mean on the page or the drawing, or even in the sky for that matter. Right? Now here I am done with the blending of my sky. Just like in water painting, we have to make sure that no lines are formed or anything as such, like, the marking and all that. The same thing will happen here also. So you can always blend that over here. Make sure you just take a little water and you just start blending it. Right? Now, before we make a second layer on top of it, we have to make sure that this is right. Otherwise, it will leave a line kind of a thing. If say suppose in some places, now since my paper has dried, so I'm just going in few places again as to just get a little bit of cloudy kind of a dark effect over here. And if I want, okay, again blend it. So the good part is you can go on blending it as many times as you want. It's not that once we've blended, so we can't work on it again, or the color cannot. So it is very similar to charcoal and water, which recently I did a video on. And so just like in charcoal and water, once paper is dried, you can again work with soft charcoal, hard charcoal. The same thing happens with watercolor pencils also. Now I'll try and make the mountain over here. And let's give a little different color in the mountain. Let's go with the brown shades. All right, brown and maybe a bit of black and all we can add. So yeah. Now I will first try and make the areas dark wherever I want the mountain to be dark. right? Now, let's say I don't want the entire mountain to be dark, so I'm just, yeah, I would also want you all to notice that how I hold the pencil and where I hold the pencil. Because, you know, the kind of look that I'm getting over here is just the way the pencil is held. Because see, the moment I hold it like this, I get a liney effect. It's very difficult to get rid of lines effect, because then line makes a kind of a dent on your paper. It kind of makes a mark on your paper, which you do not want it to be present. Because when a mark is seen, it does not give a very natural look to your work. It shows that, okay, something went wrong over there. And sometimes, you know, in our artwork, it should be only us who should know what is wrong, not the viewers. So avoid wrong holding of your pencil. Right. Now, so I've done this and I'm going to just add one more color. Let's see, let me add a little bit of darkish red, just to add a little different tint in my mountain shade. So I'm just doing a random color right now. I'm not following any light source or anything. But yeah, of course, still trying to keep in mind that since this one is behind this, so, you know, this one will become darker. So I'll try and at least maintain that this basic rules of art and painting. Yeah. Now let's say in between also I add this. And now let's see what happens when I'm going to take my brush with water and I'm trying to spread and blend it. So I'm going to take a different brush this time, maybe a little thicker brush. See the thickness and all, as I've always mentioned in all my videos. Totally depends on the area in which we are coloring, and totally depends on your comfort working with a particular kind of a brush, be it round, flat, fan, angular, anything. It totally depends on your comfort. So you see the way the brown is appearing and the way the red is appearing, and it's how nicely the brown and red are getting mixed and blended with each other. Now remember, you just don't have to add water. You have to make sure that it is spread in the shape of the object. Here, our object being the mountain, I have to make sure that it looks like a mountain. It should not look like a flat object. Right? So I'm gonna do that. Okay, continuing here. Now, this place is still a little dark, but I want a slight dark effect over here. So I'm not gonna rub my pencil over there, but I'll very lightly color with my dark color pencil, which is in this case brown. And just where it is wet, I will very lightly, with a very light pressure on my hand and on the paper and on the pencil, of course, I'll just go on adding color over there. So if you notice here, it's like I'm holding the pencil here and it is not making any lines or anything. Rather, it's getting smudged and it's getting blended with the presence of water on our paper. Similarly, I'm going to work on the second mountain over here. So I'm going to make this part. As I had mentioned that I'll make this part dark. So let's see. First, let me work on this. And then let's see how we can make that part darker. Because at this point of time, I don't want to make it dark. I first want the front mountain's light effect to be seen nicely and properly. And then probably looking at or identifying the light source. We will identify it just for the sake of it, to get a proper look and appearance of our small work that I'm trying to show over here. And just pull a little bit of color over here. I'll just add a little bit of water also. Because unlike water paints, color pencils, let's say watercolor pencils, they don't flow with water. Because it's something that it gets stuck over there of the paper. Now, it doesn't flow with water. So we have to make it flow. So what we do is we just take color a little bit from here and there. Basically, we are just working with the dust of, just like charcoal. We're just working with the dust of pencil here. And unlike charcoal, the dust in this is very less. This is very much like your, we can say like graphite pencils, So now just let me add a little bit of darkness here so that we can go on painting. I will finish this painting in front of you all right now, and let's see what happens towards the end of it. Effect of the color and the pencil spreading with water comes to. If there are any lines and all, that can be just blended only with water, and your work is ready. If we need to add any dark effect in any place, then once entire water has dried up, we can just work with the color pencils like a normal color pencil, but with the same watercolor color pencils. So if any place we feel that, dark impact has to be added, or a little bit of dark shade or light has to be done, then of course, make sure no erasing should be done in this. So if any light effect, blend it with only water, and if any dark effect, then just wait for the paper to dry completely in that area and make the lines and the strokes, and just add pressure on your pencil while you're holding it so that the dark color comes out on it. So yeah, this is how more or less our work will look like.